Hello students, how are you? Today we are going to discuss about the chapter 3, the external morphology of plants. First of all, what is the morphology? Morphology means the morphology is a life science branch that deals with the total structure of the organism. The morphology is the life science branch that deals with the total structure. That's the structure of the plants we will discuss about there. Okay, so look at the picture. There is a lot of roots are there. There is a roots. So let's go for the reading. Sometimes roots, stems, and leaves are modified in such a way that they cannot be identified. So roots can be modified. So this chapter will deal with why they are so modified and how they can be identified. Okay, let's go to our first lesson. The modification of main roots. The roots may be modified for performing special functions. Some modification for food storage we'll discuss. We are familiar with the radish, carrot, turnip, and take them as a food. Are they roots or stems? Check it now whether they bear nodes and internodes. So what is the nodes and internode? This is the definition. So let's come to understand. This is the stem and this is the bud, and this point is called the node, and this point is called node, and this is the internode. The between the two nodes is called the internode. So definition of node is that the nodes hold one or more leaves. So more specifically, this is the point. The point is called nodes. The point is called node. These are three nodes are there, and every nodes carry the one or more leaves, and so where the leaves are located, and internode is between the two nodes is called the space between two nodes. The space between two nodes is called the internode. So definition is the nodes and internodes are clear here. So next line, do they have leaves? No, they don't have. Leaves found above the soil grows from the small stem just above the roots. On the basis of the shapes, there are four types of roots. So very important. So on the basis of the shapes, that means different shape are there. So four types of the first of all is the fusiform. Number 2 is the conical. Number 3 is the napiform. Number 4 is the tubercular. So first come what is the fusiform? Fusiform root. This root store food and become thick and juicy. The middle portion of this root is thick, and two ends are gradually tapering, just as radish. The more important is this is become thick and juicy. The middle portion of the root is thick. Is the middle portion of this root is thick. Look at the middle portion. Middle portion are very thick, and the other two portions are tapering. So this is the characteristic of this root. So you can identify the fusiform root to see the shape of their size, and this is the middle part will always thick, and the upper part and the lower part always thin and tapering. So example is the fusiform roots are radish. Okay, so this is the scientific name, the Raphanus sativus. Okay, so come for the next root. This is the conical roots, and they store food. So the main root becomes thick and juicy, and the upper side is broad, and the lower side is gradually tapering. So another characteristic of this roots are the upper side is more thick, and the lower side is the tapering. So this is the conical roots. So how can I identify the conical roots? So to see this figure, you can guess which one is the conical roots, which one is the fusiform root. Okay, so this is the very important point. Is the upper side is broad, fat, and the lower side is tapering, such as carrot. Okay, the next one is called the napiform root. This is another classification of root, the napiform root. In this case, the upper portion of the root becomes rounded, and due to storage of food, and lower part suddenly become thin, such as turnip. So look at the here, I think this is the vegetable we eat sometime, and you can see in the shopping mall. And so the upper part is very thick, and lower part is thin, is rounded and very fat, and the lower part is very thin. Look at the lower part is very thin, and so this is the turnip. Okay, some kind of roots drawing here. You can draw for the homework. And so the last part of the root is the tubercular root, and the tubercular root's definition is this: the main root swells irregularly due to storage of food. They have no particular shape, and such as the mirabilis and the shandamaloti. So it is the scientific name is the mirabilis, and this means the shandamaloti. In our Bangladesh, this is called the shandamaloti, and the mirabilis is the Latin name. Latin means the wonderful. This means that wonderful, and Jalapa means the state capital of Veracruz in Mexico. So Mirabilis Jalapa is commonly called the 4 clocks flower, and grow into the 2 feet tall bushy plants that produce an abundance of red, pink, and yellow or white flowers, and this low maintenance perennial attract butterflies, bees, and hummingbird. Okay, so this is the tuber roots. This is the main function of roots, and look, this no particular shape is there. Is the no particular shape, and after seeding, I think you will see that it is the seed, and after this there is the aerial part, and it look like this is the flower. So these are the 4 roots there. Okay, so the root types: fibrous system root, tap root, and the prop roots, and adventitious root. And we will discuss later the adventitious root and prop root. And it's the homework. And so first, what is root, and how many types of root are there on the basis of the shape? So on the basis of the shape, there are 4 kinds of root. One is the fusiform roots, is the conical roots, and the napiform roots, and other one is tubercular roots. So you have to draw these things. What is the node and internode? Give example, and draw the all kinds of root and label, and what is the scientific name of Shandamaloti flower, and describe these things. Okay, so this all about the homework. So you will do this homework. Okay, thank you very much.